Hey everybody, welcome back to Taz's Wig Closet at Wig Studio One, here to inspire and empower your wig journey. Today we're going to take a look at a new style by Belle Tress for spring 2022. This one is called Bespoke in the color Rootbeer Float Blonde. This is more of a longer style. It's straight, but it's supposed to have some beautiful tiered layering. I'm really excited to try it. We're going to unbox it coming up. The Belle Tress brand, they just keep coming out with new styles in that cafe collection. And so many of them can be used interchangeably. Now, I'm not particularly a fan of straight styles. However, I'm really expecting this one to have some really great layering around the face, which is always more flattering on me. So we're going to take a look at this and unbox it in the color Rootbeer Float Blonde. I purchased this brand new Bespoke with my own funds. You can find it at Wig Studio One. If you drop below the video and expand the description box, there will be a link there, a product link. All you have to do is click on it. You can take a look at all of the colors. The pricing is right there, and you can order from that site if you wish. We invite you to shop at Wig Studio One. If you have any questions for us, please reach out to support@wigstudio1.com. Now, I have not seen this yet, so we're gonna unbox it. Typical Belle Tress packaging. Always very nicely packaged. The Belle Tress brand. I always think that their brand new wigs smell so good. It must be that they have a fragrance in their finishing process that imparts a smell. And sometimes all I have to do is smell a wig to know what brand it is. I think they all have maybe a little bit of a different finishing process and fragrance. So here's Bespoke, and I almost have to back way up to show it all to you. Wow, so there are some little flippies there. It's not completely straight. Nice. All right, let's look at the cap here real quick before we try it on. Okay, so this is going to be a very typical Belle Tress cap with what they call their creative lace front. That lace front it runs temple to temple. It's fairly nicely contoured there. It does not extend back into the ear tab, but it does go seamlessly back into a left monofilament part. This is a single unit assembly with that monofilament lace. And then you have a velvet ear tab closed, really long, nice, sturdy stays. I tend to get really good coverage from a Belle Tress style. Now that's all very relative because we're all shaped differently. And these wigs are mass produced to fit the most amount of people. But ultimately they're gonna look, feel, and fit differently on everyone. Then you have your extended felted nape. And we have the strap adjusters, which are typical of Belle Tress. Lots of wefting on this cap. And so we're gonna try it on, but Belle Tress typically fits me large. And sometimes I struggle to get a good fit with the Belle Tress. So I'm gonna try it on now without doing a thing, just so I can give you some feedback on the fit. Okay, so right away the fit. It fits pretty good without making an adjustment. So when I say that, I still know I have to make an adjustment, but that tells me that it's pretty much an average cap. This one does not feel as large as a lot of the Belle Tresses have in the past. And recent past even. I don't sense any baggy cap, which is typically the case for me on a Belle Tress style, especially after I make that large adjustment. You get gathers all the way around. Okay, boy, this is kind of beautiful right out of the box, is it not? Straight styles is easier to suss it out, I think, than the than the curly styles, but we still have to wake it up to bring out its natural beauty and movement. So what I'm going to do here is make that adjustment Just a small adjustment. And then I'm going to go ahead and remove the tags. And then I'm just going to gently shake it. Wow, look at the sheen on that. Not shine, just a healthy hair sheen. And then I'm going to use my fingers to just sort of wake it up. Wake up those fibers, and then I will work on this part. I'm not a fan of the crisscross parts, as you know. I generally just kind of rake my fingers back through the part like this, and if it looks like it's going to be a little more stubborn, I will get a brush after it. But again, just wanting to wake up the fiber, especially around the face. It's going to give a nice wispy, light texture and movement, very natural looking. Okay, oh my goodness. I tell you, this is the hair that you wish you were born with, that you would have sold your soul for at some point. And wow, I mean, these are show-stopping pieces. They really are. I mean, people will just stop and watch your hair. A lot of times if you're standing in line at the supermarket or your favorite retailer, you know, somebody is behind you. Sometimes they'll say something about where you get your hair done or whatnot, but a lot of times they don't, but they are admiring. You can just tell. Okay, so let's go ahead and reapply. Okay. So right away, it reminds me very much of that Dolce & Dolce. Now, I have the Dolce & Dolce in 18-inch, but they also make it in, I want to say 23-inch. I could be mistaken on that, but a longer one. It does remind me of this, just because it's a little bit, you know, it's a straighter style, longer. So right here, all I'm doing is using my fingers to swirl and wake up, because the fibers can be a little bit more stubborn on the top and around the face. See how it wants to part like that? Now you've got an inch to an inch and a half parting space here that you can move that hair around. And just so you know, don't be afraid just to move the front pieces. So if I wanted to part in a different direction, I could move the front pieces without really moving that basic part. Now, I may have to get some heat after it if I wanted to do that. Let's talk about this fiber. This is the Heat Friendly Fiber by BELLE TRESS. It is ultra luxurious. There's just nothing that beats the feel of a brand new BELLE TRESS wig. It's just like satiny butter. That's how smooth, delicate, velvety, gorgeous. Now in the front, before I forget to tell you, there was a bit of a contour, and a lot of times all you have to do is kind of rake it back to bring out that contour, okay? It's not a heavy KELLOGG that's gonna be hard to get rid of. But I just automatically start training it to do what I like. But right out of the box, it's very easy to tamp that down and wear it a little closer to the forehead. So even though you're going to see it mostly like this throughout the video, you are going to have some versatility in the amount of lift at the front. I like to bring out the featheriness. Gorgeous. Okay, let's talk about this and the unique features of it. What I love about this is that there are multiple tiers of layers around the face, and each one, you know, it seems like they've notch cut and taken down and tapered the ends. that gives it a wispy appeal. It frames the face beautifully without it flopping in the eyes. So that first layer is going to be around 8 inches. That one's a little hard to pick out because, well, I guess that would be considered 8 inches. It stretches a couple of inches below my chin. But then it's multiple tiers of layers, then all the way down to the longest layer, which is 21 inches. So you've got an 8, a 14, and a 21-inch layer. Just think of it like a layer cake, you know, the wedding cakes, tiered cake, I mean. That's what you're getting here. And I think it's just, it's so well done and well thought out. The layering looks salon fresh. It's super flattering, like every time you put it on. It's just going to look amazing. So overall, this is a 21-inch wig style from the crown to the tip of the hair in the back. And I guess I'm surprised by the little flippies there in the back. So there's enough hair here to create some really nice buoyant body. You hear me say that sometimes, just because it holds and retains its shape, but the way it moves and springs back just gives it the buoyancy of nice, natural human hair. It's a beautiful, natural looking piece for sure. And sometimes when they add those layers around the face, it doesn't feel like a long wig because it's just so wearable for a long wig style. So they are banding that highlight right up to that lace front, a nice soft look. It's not too heavy of a banding effect there, so it tends to blend well. The seams are nicely obscured. There's a nice fine grid on that lace. And then you'll have to tell me if you can see through to the monofilament. I cannot tell on this camera. The density is just an average density, and it's a lower permatease. With Belle Tress, the fiber does all the work. The styling does all the work. You really don't have to have a lot of permatease to uphold the beauty and sustain the beauty of the style. So low permatease with a nice average density. So you saw me bring this right out of the box, right? And just to kind of give you an idea of this layering and how we're going to be working with this in styling. So your layers are going to be from anywhere from 8, 14 to 21 inches. And no matter how I style this, I still want to take advantage of that to get the best look around the face. All right, so let's take a look with glasses. Every single Belle Tress style works with glasses, I have noticed. I'll go ahead and we'll just do some styling. I'll manipulate this hair. You'll get a really good sense of the movement and maybe be inspired to style your new Belle Tress Bespoke.